Hey friends, I hope you had a wonderful festive period. And as requested, I'm here, as promised and as requested, with the second video on the pod, the Line 6 pod version 2, coming right up. So last time we got as far as the modern Class A. So we're going to go straight on with the Brit Class A. We're going to go for the Brit Blues, the Brit Classic, the Brit High-Gain, the Rectified, the modern High-Gain, and the Fuzz Rock today. So we're going for all those rocky type tones. Again, I'm just going to be using the Harley Benton CST24, my trusty steed. Because it's got the coil tap, it means that I can get some sort of single coil splits on these humbuckers. But let's go and have a quick listen to the Brit Class A. Just clean, we'll put no reverb on it. Okay, but as we know, the AC30, that Brit tone, really does go a little bit special when we turn up the drive. So let's see what this does to that. Take a touch of that reverb off. And that sounds quite bassy. Let's just EQ this a bit better. Add a little bit of that mid-range crunching. Really classic type tone, and really has got that kind of lead as well. We're not even right at the top of the gain there, the drive, so we've got some more to go. Getting my playing warts and all today, but hey, that's cool. So as you can see, the Brit Class A, it's got all of those classic sort of those Vox AC30 type tones. There's the Brit Blues. Let's have a, now I'm going to suggest that this might be, I don't know, a little bit JTM 45 type sound. That was with very little drive on it, so let's just knock the drive up a touch. Put a little bit more reverb on. It's got that vibe about it, hasn't it? It's got that kind of martially, throaty mid-range to it, especially on those sort of settings. That's the JTM45 type sound. Now, I'm reckoning the Brit Classic, again, it's got that kind of, I don't know, similar plexi type tone to it. I don't know exactly what amps it's meant to be modelling. I haven't bothered. I say bothered. I'm not sure I've still got the manual for this, so I haven't looked them up. But this has got a really nice classic rock type sound. I think with the full up gain, you know, this is... It has really got that in spades. I'm pretty impressed with it, actually, to be honest. And even taking the gain off, and in fact, let me show you something quickly, how well this responds like an amp. Let's keep that high gain up. It's really got that amp type reaction to the volume pot. Not as much as a real amp, but it's so close. You'd be hard pushed to tell. Let's knock it up to the Brit High-Gain and have a listen just at 12 o'clock on the gain setting. And I always wobble these just a little bit because it does seem to go onto a default setting each time. So. Now this to me really is the Marshall JCM 800. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say that I think that this sounds a little bit more like the Marshall Silver Jubilee of the JCM 800 range. And it's just got that little bit more in terms of gain. But let me know what you think. I think it really has got it. Really great little sound, great tone to that. And then we start to get over into the rectified, so like the oranges and the dual rec and things like that. And this really does start to become a bit of a metal type beast. But we'll have a... And actually with no reverb on, the noise gate works really well on this as well. Really has got that kind of a rectified tone, hasn't it? And so again, not much point in trying it on anything other really than the bridge pickup. But I suppose for solo work, okay, there's the rectified. Now we've got modern high gain, and this is going much more into the territories of you know your Friedmans even. I was going to say for a moment there. Probably lends itself to being detuned actually. Let's see if I can actually do that. It has that tone, doesn't it? Okay, so we move on to the final tone, and that's just a fuzz box, which is not something I'd use that frequently, but let's have a listen anyway, because it is one of the tones. And that really is just that proper fuzz tone, and the more drive you put in, there you have it, the fuzz box. As I say, not a tone I really use very frequently and not really my kind of style, but there we go. It's there and it's available. I think what this, looking back over this pod, has really shown me is just how versatile a 20-year-old unit, modelling unit, one of the first, if not one of the very first, can still achieve. And you know, it's got great potential. I've never really used this on the presets because the presets seem to be something that does date this box somewhat. But if you go into the various different models and you fiddle about with your EQ and your settings, you can really dial in some very usable tones. The effects we went through briefly in the first video, so if you haven't seen that, check it out. I'll try and remember to link here. I'm very bad at doing that, but if I do remember, that'll be cool. If not, it was about 2 videos ago. And you can go through the various effects, and they just seem to be really transparent and clean. You know, this was a technology, a brand new sort of technology back around the time that it came out, certainly the version 1 of the pod. And I think that Line 6 really did grab the attention of all guitar players back then, because I think that what they managed to achieve in that little tiny box that never really cost very much at all was some great modelling tones. And as I say, really it's just brought home to me that you don't need to spend thousands of pounds on an amplifier collection, thousands of pounds on an Axe Effects perhaps, as I have. You know, sometimes these old boxes, they're a real box of tricks, a real bag of tricks, and I really enjoy playing this, and this is going to come out and I'm going to use it a bit more often because it's been on the shelf for, well, a good few years, and I'm just surprised at how good it sounds. I hope you feel the same. Really loved reading your comments in the last video about the pod, and it seems really popular, and can't wait to read what you think about these higher gain amp tones on this. How do the higher gain tones compare with the cleaner amps and also the Line 6 models that are in there? You let me know in the description, in the comments rather, down below. And as always, I try to reply to all of them, and I definitely read all of them and I enjoy all of them. So thank you if you do put comments on the videos. I'll do more with this, definitely, and I'll try and look for more good value old kit that you can use instead of perhaps spending out silly money on the most recent gadgets, which, to be quite honest, this still stands its own. I'll be back really soon with the best content I can. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a like and a thumbs up. It can't hurt to subscribe if you haven't already, but if you do, don't forget to click that bell icon, because then you'll get notified, especially if you click submit to all notifications. Then you'll see when I upload most Tuesdays, Fridays, and some streaming Sundays. I'll be back with the best content I can just as soon as I can. But in the meantime, as I always say, because I mean it, good friends, you take good care.